Got some important things going on tonight. What's up? It's a beautiful day outside in Houston, Texas. The weather is pretty good, pretty good. It's been a eventful last weekend. I was on spring break last week, and then things happen. If you have been a friend of mine on Facebook for a while, you know that for as long as I can remember, I have always been a critic. I have always been a critic of one Mr. Derrick Jaxn. Years ago, I was listening to his videos and I would say, like, yo, that's a lie. That's not true. And I would be told to stop hating. And I was told that um, he spoke, he knew he was a real man and all this other stuff. And I did my thing on social media for a while with the Derrick Jaxn be like jokes and your man Crush Monday listens to Derrick Jaxn and all this other stuff. And of course, the hype died down as it naturally does. And now we're back here. When everything that people have been saying about Derrick Jaxn for as long as he's been putting out videos has come true. We've told you he was full of it. We told you Derrick Jaxn was lying, that he was pandering, that he just wanted to set up some different area code situations outside of his situation. And look what happens. Look what happens to Mr. Derrick Jaxn. As a man, I would feel bad because your side chick aired you out and it looks like you about to lose some business there. But as a man, this is comeuppance because you made your entire YouTube career, social media career off of bashing men, and hyping up women and lying to women. But you on the way to telling women what they wanted to hear, you drug men and threw men under the bus. You being a man yourself, and that's not right. And that's why men didn't like Derrick Jaxn. It wasn't because his message was faulty, but on the whole route, like, he's lying, and he's just telling you what you want to hear, and he's making it worse for guys everywhere, really, because he's talking perfection. That man needs to work on this. It's possible to do this. He needs to listen to you. Never really addressing what women did, maybe once. But even in that video, he switched and started talking to men. So here we are. Derrick Jaxn is caught cheating. Crazy how that happens. Now, I will say, I don't believe that any woman necessarily would believe that he was like he couldn't cheat. Like, I fully believe that women understand that it was well within the possibility or realm of possibility. But I think what it kind of shows is that, of course, we see this with preachers all the time, right? Like, they don't adhere to their own words sometimes. The only difference is the preachers are following the Bible, the word of God. Derrick Jaxn made this himself, and he pushed books out to people, telling them how to be holy and healing and everything. And that's fine. It's fine. But tell the truth, bro. And clearly, he has not been telling the truth for a very long time. Let us see what we got here. All right. So I want to go through this whole thing with not only that situation, but just my thing with Derrick Jaxn. I've seen Derrick Jaxn's videos years ago, and the first one I saw, I think it sounded good at first, but the more I kept listening to it, I was just like, wait, he's just talking about how terrible his dudes are. And after that, I just was like, I saw people spreading it around, and women were doing it for their different reasons, and people were doing it for their different reasons. A lot of women just thought he was attractive, and that was enough to just share his stuff. Um, that was just enough to share his stuff. And so, me being me, of course, I was on people's comments telling them like, "Yo, that's not true. That's a lie." And then I was pushed away because of it. Much like I still am in some cases today. Pushed away because my opinion goes against the grain. All right. But it wasn't that people are listening to these relationship gurus for like their whole life advice, but a lot of them, they listen to people because that's what they need to hear at that time. But I'm never really one to stand for a lie, because I'm pretty honest myself. So don't lie to me. But Derrick Jaxn lied to a lot of people, and a lot of people can accept lies. That's fine. Back to back then. So I saw these posts going up, and my counter was to comment on those posts. And as I've seen that debating and arguing with women was futile, especially on social media, I just kind of fell back, and I was like, I'm gonna do this a different way. So I started making like Derrick Jaxn be like post, and people started making memes. I never made one because I didn't, technology kind of escaped me. But so I was doing that for a while, and then I kind of got known as, really not caring for Derrick Jaxn. The heat died down, and then just recently, with all this stuff with Kevin Samuels popping up, here comes Derrick Jaxn on the simp train, king of the simps. Um, and he's talking about, he's feeding his audience what they want to hear. His audience being mostly women, what they want to hear. And in this context, I mean, this day and age for men, we're like, yo, we just gonna ignore that dude. He's just gonna keep doing his thing, but we got this space over here, the manosphere, red pill, all that stuff. And so he says what he says about Kevin Samuels and everybody else. And I mean, whatever. Like, they address it on their channels. I didn't even really look at it. But then this weekend, I found out he got caught cheating. And if you don't know the story, this woman, he apparently at the time he was separated. That's what she said, that he told her that they were separated and that they were getting divorced and everything. And he, basically told her like, it's over, it's done with, yada yada yada. Not really telling the old girl that he was working back his way back to his family. So eventually, instead of just telling her like, hey, I'm gonna get back with my girl, he ghosted her, right? And she just decided to air out all his dirty laundry with her. Not to mention the fact that, I mean, she wasn't the first one. There have been reports of Derrick Jaxn asking women to get abortions. Or I'm sorry, I can't say that on schmortions. He was asking women to, like, get rid of the child. This has happened before, allegedly. So she went on some YouTube channel, some lady, I forgot her name, and basically told all the business. And he, like, she was giving details about his house. They were in Miami. He got her a separate hotel room and stuff, hanging out with him on his birthday, like all kinds of stuff. And in the meanwhile, still trying to get back to his family. And somewhere in the middle of all this, which to me is it's just weird timing, but I know people have their own paths. Somewhere in the middle of all this, he found God. Because in these, if you okay, I've been looking at this for the past couple of days, and it just seems like stuff doesn't stop. But there have been 4 apology videos that I've seen so far. Oh, 4 videos I've seen. There was him at a desk. And if you see this video of him at this desk, he is trying to set up his book as he's trying to apologize for what he had done. he set up his book, and let me see if I can find that. He set up his book to be, where is it? Here we go. I'm not gonna play the video, but I'm gonna show you the screenshot of excuse me, of Derrick Jaxn and him setting up his screen, or he's setting up his book. So you see right here, Mr. Derrick Jaxn started off this apology with his book front and center. And this is the first apology I saw. And it really, or him trying to explain himself. I'm sorry. He never really apologized. And in this video, he never really owned up to it. He just was like, I had relationships with other women. There was no sex, whatever. And so his book is front and center. So to me at first, he's an artist. And if you've been, well, I kind of pay attention to Derrick Jaxn indirectly, because in the manosphere, they kind of discuss him quite often. He's been publicizing his book and telling people that it's 50% off for at least 6 months. So his books really aren't doing that great. So you start off this apology by saying, hey, buy my book. And I think one of the first things that comes out of his mouth is this situation, I talk about it in my book, Heal Together, and everything else. So that comes out. He apologizes here. And what the bad part is, and I don't think anybody noticed this for real, he started an entirely new YouTube channel just to explain this. Like, who are you hiding from, dude? I'm talking like I know the guy, but like I get really frustrated at this because, like, who are you? This is like narcissism. My brand is the most important thing to me behavior I've ever seen. So he then goes on his channel with his wife, looking all like she just got out the bed. Like, it really does look like he woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, put his clothes on. It was like 8 o'clock. She just waking up, and he's like, "Hey, babe, let's do this video." And she was like, "Are you serious?" And he just like forced her to do it. He grabbed her hand really tight. She looked mad uncomfortable. And a lot of women felt that in her. He said a lot. He said a lot of nothing. He referred to himself in the third person. Bro, who are you? And of course, they kept bringing up God, because I guess, they're from country town, Alabama. I get that. Shout out to ASU. I got my shirt on today because ASU men would never do something like that. We wouldn't cheat and then apologize with our wife on public stream like that. We would apologize, and then we apologize at home where nobody can see us. Then again, black men don't cheat, so. So he's on there with his wife. I guess it's damage control, because the first video didn't go too hot. It looked real suspicious because he started another YouTube channel. Stupid. And then you do it with your wife. You grab her, and you really look like you forcing her to be there because you got her hand on your side. And if she really forgave him and she was really into him like that, I mean, I'm not a woman. I don't know how this cheating thing goes after you forgive him, but I feel like she would have been leaning more into him than him like pulling on her. That's just my thought process. So that happens. And then there's another video. Oh, right after that video that everybody saw, they did another 30-minute live chat where they didn't answer really any questions in the comments. Maybe one or two, but they're like really nice, gentle, not tarnishing my brand kind of questions. And I understand you not tarnishing your brand. No, stop it. No, they didn't. ASU men didn't do exactly what he did. They wouldn't go in public and do that. Private apologies. So They did that live chat, really protect your brand. I understand protecting your brand. You've built this brand of like, I love women and women are the best and men should do no wrong, but like we make mistakes, but like I'm perfect, right? And now you got to save your whole thing. Now, what's crazy about this, and I didn't even get to that part yet, but Derrick Jaxn lost a good number of followers. Derrick Jaxn lost a good number of followers. I one time I checked his followers count one time, and it was over 1 million. I think he had like 1.2, 1.3 million. You will not believe where that number is today. Woo, boy. You messed up, bro. Because that number today is sitting at 744,000 of them things. Thousand of them followers. I'm sorry, I shouldn't disrespect his followers. They didn't do anything here. Let's see. Here's this page here. You see that? 744,000 followers. I wish I could show you the before because I know for sure it was over 1 million. 744,000 followers. Bro, you lost a lot of followers. Because not like you cheated, but you cheated in the way that you talk about. That's what makes it worse. Go ahead and cheat, do your dirt. Like if you're gonna be a high value man with all your millions of dollars, your big ass truck and books, like you should be able to go up to a woman and say, hey, I know you think I'm high. I want to, get with you too. I got a wife and kids at home, so I ain't trying to have no mess, whatever. But you were telling these chicks that you were separated every time you flew out, because this ain't the first time. This ain't the first time. So who are you? I guess that should be the main question. Who are you? So while I'm on this page, what I want to talk about is I've done my research on Derrick Jaxn. I've been watching a lot of different things today. I watched a married couple watch their apology reaction video, and I also started doing some research on where he started from. Derrick Jaxn's first YouTube video was 7 years ago, A Cheating Man's Heart, a Q&A with Derrick Jaxn. I'm not going to show you these videos, but I will say that I watched a couple of them. And he was pretty consistent on the man bashing from a very young age. So if he's about in his lower 30s now, mid to lower 30s, it's reasonable to say he was in his 20s when he made these videos. And especially like these first few videos, the ones where it's just a white background, it really screams like, yo, I'm trying to smash. Real N-word versus real man, they're not the same. I don't subscribe. I don't like to do that real man versus boy versus I don't like to do that, but this was definitely like some hypergamy stuff. Like real men, he said something there once about real men will get out the hood and go to work so they could buy their mama a house. What if I can't do that, bro? Like you creating an expectation, and that's one of the biggest problems. Like he creates expectations that a lot of men don't fall into. But telling women that, yeah, you can go ahead and find it. You can get it. It's easy. A guy just has to change who he is. It's not that easy. Why women don't give more men a chance? It was all about how dudes be sleeping on couches and at their mama house and all kinds of stuff. Nothing positive, uplifting about men. Nothing about their shortcomings with mental health. Nothing like that. Just like, yo, he's a bum, sis. That's why you don't give him chances. Good for you for not giving him a chance. Let's see here. Here's a very interesting video. So apparently, CNN had called this brother up to do an interview with them about police brutality in the wake of Walter Scott. Apparently, he wrote some caption, some poem or something, and it caught their eye, and he got his 15 minutes, his bit of fame from here. I'm not sure if it had anything to do with his YouTube success, but he definitely did it. That's a good question, Price. Price asks, what if my mama couch is soft though? Yeah, if it's a nice couch, I mean, yeah, but it's still unacceptable. In Detroit, it's a basement. Like you don't want to live in your mama's basement. So he was on CNN doing stuff, and then I watched like a couple of his earliest videos. Listen, he start 12 things she wishes you would understand, and it's all about a woman's plight and the things that she's going through. Uh, you know, you could probably guess where that's going. You could watch it if you want to. And then he kicks off his first two videos in the famous truck or another famous truck. The first one, should your relationship be on social media? Really, Derrick? That's how we gonna start this thing? Your first video, excuse me, your first video is how should your relationship be on social media? Really? Really? That's crazy. Should your relationship be on social media? The next one is every man cheats, but if he loves you, you'll never find out. It's a quote he got from Amber Rose, and that entire video he was talking about the worth of a man is determined by how many lies he could tell to keep you at risk. Like, you really going hard for this? Like, I understand. Like, I can understand alpha man mentality. I really can. However, to try to climb your way up to the top while dragging other people, that's low, dude. That's really low. And then to come out as a hypocrite, that's crazy. Ain't that crazy? So what does this do for Derrick Jaxn? Oh wow, check this out. Just in the matter of us watching this, he's down to 743,000 followers. Oh, it's happening fast. If nothing else falls, his subscriber count is definitely gonna fall. That book he's been selling for 50% off, that's not gonna fall either. All right. So, what does this look like in the future? Well, as you already saw, his follower count is going down. So for him, not looking too good. Oh, by the way, I mentioned 3 videos. There is the first one that happened on the spam YouTube account. There is the one that happened with his wife on his page. There's another one, the live chat that he did with his wife right afterwards that only lasted, ironic, just 30 minutes, which is weird because I'm watching this dude. I'm like, dude, you a little older than me and you have no clue about technology. Like he looks so confused about how the live stream worked. In the first video, he was like, is it glitching? Like, dude, it's not glitching. Like, what are you looking at? But can you hear me? Is it glitching? Like, he couldn't figure out the book. It was weird. So there's a fourth video that somebody just sent me today from Baller Alert. And in that video, he no, he's not gonna be, yeah, he's definitely not gonna be able to give that book away. In that video, it's his wife by herself. And she starts off by saying, you know, typical what you would expect. You know, he didn't force me to be there. He didn't beat me to be there. He didn't like yell at me. I did that under my own volition. And I can't save, you know, I didn't do that to save Derrick. Only God can save Derrick. And then she went into this like 10-minute tirade about Christianity, like as a Christian tirade, talking about how God has brought them through and they've had counseling and like she started using like keywords like rebuke and deliver you. And I what did she say? I rebuke these demonic voices. It's like, I thank everybody for the love, but I rebuke these demonic voices. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's crazy about that is for the first, okay, when I saw the first 2 videos with her, the one with him like clutching her hand, the one everybody making a meme out of, and then I saw the live chat afterwards, I felt bad for this young lady. And actually the entire time I was getting some real heavy Robert Kelly vibes from Derrick Jaxn. Not in the sense of he's out there doing like some wild freaky stuff, which maybe he was, but the idea that it just seemed as though he had her there under duress. She did not look comfortable in any of these things. But there was a fourth one where she did it by herself. And she was like, "Oh, Derrick didn't tell me to do this. I do this on my own, yada, yada, yada." And then it was a 10-minute tirade that was typical of, nice Christian woman. I rebuke you. I rebuke demonic voices, and God has us, and I believe in the Lord, and we prayed about it. All those good old keywords that they were using. And now I don't like her because now I feel like, now one, you kind of pushed your religion out there, and I don't care for people who do that. But now I feel like you are so strong in your faith that you were kind of just turned a blind eye, and now you look stupid. Now I'm not saying if you take a cheating man back, you stupid, but clearly the wool has been pulled over her eyes, because she talked about the work he's been doing. And at this point, I'm just convinced that, like, I'm sorry. One thing I didn't tell you guys about that Derrick Jaxn page. Let me go back to it real quick. One thing I didn't tell you about the Derrick Jaxn YouTube page that I found out is these things up here. The first videos that he had 743,000 followers in our conversation. That's crazy. These first, let's see, 15, 16 videos, maybe 13. 13 of the first 15 videos are poems. They're not him in a car just spitting off some random whatever he's pulled out of his butt. Those are poems. Real N-word versus real man is a poem. Why women don't give more men a chance is a poem. All these are poems. And don't get me wrong, them poems are actually kind of fire. And I'm not saying that from a content standpoint. I'm saying it from a structure and wordplay standpoint. Like, it's pretty good. But the man's a writer. And so it's not unbelievable to me to think, and this is just speculation, having fun with it, I guess. It's not just speculation. I mean, it's speculation for me to believe that Derrick Jaxn probably he read the Bible over the summer and he memorized a bunch of scriptures, and I'm pretty sure he's going around the house giving all these like faithful husband scriptures, and every morning he probably wakes up to his wife and say, "I found a good thing." Like, dude, like I really like to have fun with that. I don't know what's going on in their house, but it's fun to speculate because it could be anything, really. Because at this point, you just kind of prove to everybody that it's definitely within you to lie, and it's definitely within you to lie to your wife. What? Like, if you make that much money, I'm pretty sure you could tell your wife, like, "Yo, I'm smashing some other chicks," and she might like turn a blind eye, like, "Just don't let me see you." But you lied. You lied. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. Yeah, he found a good thing. Yeah, he woke up in the morning and found a good thing. I know a woman who cheated back when I see one. Two, I also know a stud when I see one as well. Which one's a stud? His wife? So, yeah, I saw these. So he old buddy and girl trip. Oh, he's the Kofi and girl trip. I don't know. Maybe it might be right. Now, something else too. So we talked about. All right, we got Team Jackson up here. We talked about him and his side chick. I mean, him and his wife. Now I kind of want to get into him and the side chick. Now, she was pretty. I'm not gonna front. And I think one of the funniest parts about all of this is not only did Derrick Jaxn cheat on his wife, and I've seen some of the pictures of the other alleged women that he was doing, because he had options. Apparently, at all his book signings, was like all these women who were throwing themselves at her. Apparently, he cheated up. Like, I mean, you got a silver lining here. Women will always say like I can't be mad at you if you cheat up. Like if you go with somebody better than me or better looking than me. He cheated up. That's got to sting the most. Or your wife sitting there, you talking about I did some things, not even just talking or whatever. We had sex. We had sex, yeah. I told her about it, every single one. Oh, he cheated up. Can't be mad at you for that. But the side chick in this instance, I'm just trying to understand what her reasoning is. Like, what possible? Like, okay. There's a picture of the side. She's kind of cute or whatever. Uh, she's sagging a little bit in here, but you know, I'm 31. I'm all right with that. I've seen it before. I've seen the worst. Uh, but like I mean, you kind of cheated up, bro. Like, I hate to say it, I can't be mad at dude for that. Now let's see if we can get. Oh, this one is gonna be good too. You're gonna see the cry face. Where is it? Yeah, let's see that cry face. Ooh, look at that cry face. Is he gonna cry? Probably not. He probably not gonna cry. She looks so done. Do you hear me? She in her bonnet. She's like, bro, you got me on camera looking like this. And that's a black woman, too. If they met at Tuskegee, I'm going to assume that she kind of country, too. She ain't too happy about this one. That is not how you present your wife to the world, bro. Especially in an apology. That woman better come out looking spec freaking tacular. She better have on her Easter outfit. She better be like, looking all bright and colorful, and she better be smiling. You caught her when she was laying on the couch trying to watch Law and Order. This woman was watching Bridgerton about those real men you talk about, and you stopped her. And you was like, "Yo, let's do this video real quick, and then let's do a 30-minute live chat afterwards because the video didn't go well." What's the deal, bro? This is about him cheating up, but no, check the V-neck. I swear, I think this dude get a lot of his clothes from Target. I don't ever see a logo on nothing, but she does not look happy. Not look happy at all. So unfortunate. So, what does this look like? What does this look like for Derrick Jaxn going forward? Like I said, you lost a bunch of followers already. It was at 743 when we started this. I mean, 744 when we started this. Is at 733 now. 1,000 followers. I can't really say too much. I only got a handful of followers anyway. So I'm not really on a. So you saying he looked as homely as his wife? Got you. I'm not really on a followers count. I mean, I love for people to like, share, and subscribe. By all means, like, share, subscribe. This is what I mean. I like the attention. No, I just think there's a lot of good conversations we need to have. But in this case, for Derrick Jaxn, I mean, bro, you would have been okay if you didn't if you weren't a hypocrite and not found out to be a hypocrite. People are hypocrites in secret. And for a while, you were successful. But eventually that well runs dry, especially when you start telling folks like, oh, my wife left me and now I'm going to ghost you. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's see what else we got here. Because I did took a couple of notes. So Derrick Jaxn is no longer the king of he's no longer, well, he is the king of the simps, but he's also now the king of the F boys. Let's see what we got. What we got. He's the king of the F boys. Some of these memes today are hilarious though. Like, I wish it would stop, but it just seems like something keeps coming out. Like even the video with her by herself saying that Derrick didn't force her to do anything, that only came out like 3 hours ago. Like, is it gonna stop? Like he's gonna see his subscriber count continue to go down, and it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. If this is a publicity stunt, as it's definitely been suggested before, if it's a publicity stunt, this is the worst execution of a publicity stunt that I have ever seen. Now, looking at her, I can't tell whether it's a publicity stunt or just whether she. I can't tell whether it's real or whether that it's a publicity stunt that she wants no part of. That could also be an option as well, because it seems like he's kind of just moving at his own pace at this moment. Or he just, set up his wife to, or he just set up his situation to write a book. What if he's like one of those artists that, because he's a poet and an author, what if he's one of those artists that has to like create his own chaos to come up with storylines? That's an idea. I saw a meme earlier that joked that said that he was doing those videos in the car right after he cheated. Like he left the girl's house and was just like, "What's good, ladies? Action Jackson here." Like, oh man, this is amazing. So, does anybody want to comment, talk about, discuss Mr. Derrick Jaxn? Derrick Simp Jackson. The link is pinned down in the comments. I would really love to talk to somebody about this because social media ain't cutting it, and I need to get this out of my system. So if you have been hurt by Derrick Jaxn, you may be eligible for compensation, or if you still follow Derrick Jaxn, you still support what he does. By all means, I would love to talk to you as well. I would love to talk to you as well because I think these conversations are really important. I mean, people have been talking about, like, I don't know why y'all follow those fake relationship gurus anyway. People do it because they need guidance and they're there. I know a lot of people who don't have like proper guidance around them. They don't trust their aunts, their uncles, whoever to give them advice. And so they go to people who they think are a little bit more reasonable. And sometimes they're on YouTube. All right. I'm talking about his subscriber count going down, and I just lost like 5 followers in a matter of 2 minutes. Is it because I want to talk? So by all means, you can feel free to call in, discuss. I really would like to get into this a little bit. This is a special event, so I did it for a special night. I couldn't hold it in too much longer. I thought it would have stopped with the video with his wife, but it is not. That train is not stopping. It doesn't seem like. If this last one on Baller Alert didn't work, because it probably won't, then we'll probably be seeing this again for a while. I don't know what would it take for Derrick Jaxn to recover from all of this. Like, you was dirty macking, you got caught cheating the worst way, or one of the worst ways, because I mean she didn't have a baby or anything, and you basically alienated a bunch of guys. You alienated a bunch of guys, and so. I mean, what are you gonna do, bro? Like, seriously, what are you gonna do? Let's see one more time we'll bring Kel into here.
What's good? I got a couple minutes. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you, man? Kicking it like donkeys over here.
Yeah, I'm just here with this bull jumping around like a wounded duck.
Right, true. So what's up, man? How is Derrick Jaxn affecting your life?
I mean, he's provided me with much entertainment. I like seeing his lies. I like seeing the women that like would believe in his lies. I'm just like, dog, like the shit that he's saying. Like, I do feel that, like, yeah, there are some women that make mistakes. There are women out here that are older. There are women out here with like kids. They deserve love too. They deserve a good man. They deserve to be treated right. Like, this is true. However, it's not all men's fault that certain shit went wrong in their lives. They might have chose a trash ass dude. Well, that's things. I mean, that is a possibility, but they also might have just not been that great of a woman who they were dealing with and everything. Like, it happens. Yeah, dude said, "Boo, he got to go full Christian." I don't think I don't think the full Christian thing will help him. Like, I mean, he already trying that, and I see him using it. Yeah, I was talking about comment.
Well,
yeah,
I know I was gonna say I think in order for him to go full Christian, I think what that means is like he would have to like become a deacon or a minister, and then next time we see Derrick Jaxn, he's gonna be preaching, he's gonna be doing prosperity gospel for women.
Son,
I'm excited, kid. But I think in order for him to like I think going full Christian just is like him like minister deacon, like his Instagram turns into him at the altar. You get pictures of him. He takes a picture
and everything
with a robe on in the choir. He takes a picture with him eating the communion wafer. Like, it's gonna take I mean, you got to clean this up, bro. But the thing is, even if he goes full Christian, he'll have a whole other audience. And actually, what's crazy about it is that he might be more accepted with that audience.
Could be. I think the best thing he could do is embrace that he was a fuck boy and say that, like, yeah, like, hey, so I'm being honest with you. I ain't want y'all to know, but the reason that I was so good at all this shit is because I've been living that life. That's why I had the information. I hid it from y'all. I still want y'all to be Team Jaxn. I was just ashamed of what I've been. Accept me for who I am, and let's press forward. Something, something, God, something, something, Jesus, something, something. Yeah. We fall down, but we get up. I think that's what he needs to do and everything. It will work for him.
Well, I feel like he's been kind of trying to get on that path for a minute, but like, I mean, not trying to get on that path. I think he's been portraying himself to be on that path of like, yeah, I made my mistakes, I did my dirt, and then he move on to something else.
My book,
his book, definitely his book. And what that would kind of bother me too is that he oh yeah, Kirk Franklin, his porn addiction. Yeah, he got to go full repent. He'd be like, I'm a sex addict. He'll start talking about childhood traumas, and he'll get all the sympathy.
Like, he explained how he got that lisp.
Wow. Okay, I don't pay attention to stuff like that, but that's real. That's real. He's a big, swole dude. I don't listen. Derrick Jaxn is Derrick Jaxn. And I'm at a point in my life now where, you know, I can only really make fun of this because he's a grown man. He's not going to change anytime soon. Not because of my words or anything, but this dude, I don't know. This is all just kind of come, I won't say full circle, but I think for a lot of guys, it's a like I told you so moment. Like, we're not wrong. And I think it's kind of come at a pretty crucial time too, when all these gender wars are coming.
Or do you think that helped men or that hindered men with him doing that shit?
Well, I think for me, I would probably say that it helped because men have been saying things about Derrick Jaxn for a long time, and women have kind of just like pushed it aside as though we were like making stuff up.
Right.
But I think now that it's kind of come to the light, I think, and because of like people like Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit and Coach Greg Adams and all that stuff, I think women might be more apt to listen. But I can also see too how they could say, well, if he can't do it, no man can do it.
All men ain't shit now. Like that's Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, they gonna think that all men ain't shit instead of thinking like, yeah, oh, he fucked up, and like, yeah, his message gets like killed with it and everything. 'Cause that's thing like it does take a hit to like his credibility, his message and shit like that. But like that's thing, there are other people out here that are more authentic, more genuine about what was going on. Like that's thing, he might be being genuine now, but at the same time, like I really do think he's just trying to save his ass. Like he like, yeah, you could lose like your following. When you lose your following, you lose your money. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's gonna have to hit it hard, hit rock bottom hard, because I don't know, man. It's weird to think about where he might go.
No,
I
he
mean,
got to
because I
do
really
what
don't
Chris
care.
Brown did. He got to cry because like a celebrity he loved died. Because when Michael Jackson died, Chris Brown got forgiven.
That's real.
Michael Jackson died for Chris Brown's sins.
Well, who's his Illuminati sacrifice then?
I hope it's not Kevin Samuels.
Oh no,
Like,
no, that wouldn't happen. That would happen.
Shit.
But I mean, yeah, he dug himself a pretty big hole, because like you can champion all that stuff, but if you come up and turn out, what's up, dude?
You say
If
hi?
you champion all this stuff and you come out and be a hypocrite, then I mean it's kind of hard to come back from that, bro. Like,
Right.
not only did you, I mean, you talk about the trust in his marriage, but there are a lot of people who hung to his word as though, when they needed the gospel or whatever.
The funny thing is, they probably still do.
Well, he lost over 300,000 followers in a matter of a few days. So
How many do you have though?
right now it's 743,000.
That's still majority. So
I mean, he's still kept.
I think this controversy is going to actually get him more followers because that's things like people want to watch him fail. People like that's thing. So it's like he'll. I honestly think he'll be all right. I don't think he's going to like suffer. I don't think he's about to like take like no huge L's or nothing like that. Like he's taking an L, but he's still going to be able to prosper. He's still going to make money. He's still going to be able to like sell that snake oil and everything for like half price, maybe even double the price. You never know.
Well, he was trying to sell that book for half price and it wasn't selling. Price said women love fairy tales. He was giving them fairy tales. Is what a man out there that thinks like us. So now they think, they will just go to another one until he cheats. Yeah,
Probably.
he was selling them. He was selling that dream.
Yeah, he told them a whole new world on these hoes and shit.
Oh yeah, which reminds me, tomorrow's the Disney episode. I'm gonna talk about Aladdin and the Lion King.
I'll be here for it.
Yeah. But no, like man, you selling all these dreams, and I think that's the part that bothers me the most. It's not necessarily, I mean, it's the lying for sure, but the fact that like you sold this dream.
I apologize for him.
You sold this dream to these women, and it was one that you couldn't realistically uphold. And that's what blows my mind. But I just really hope that nowadays women finally will just kind of believe us when we say like that's not true.
Right.
Like what he was saying all this time, and everybody was saying like, no, that's not right. Believe us next time. Dudes can usually sniff out that kind of thing. We can usually sniff out like F-boys. Believe it or not, ladies, we can actually sniff that out. We know when a dude's about to lie to you or when he's about to play a game.
What do you need help with?
All right, bro. I'm going to let you go.
All right, yeah, I got to handle him and everything. You say bye, Kel? Okay, you said bye. Now get out of here, son.
Be breezy. All right. So, that was cool. But absolutely correct. I mean, the pedestal factor didn't help for him. He was believing his own hype. Here we go from Mark. The pedestal factor didn't help for him. He was believing his own hype. Instead of knowing that he could crumble at any minute, he should have had his damage control out way sooner. I mean, you would just I won't say way sooner. What I would say is that he should have beat her to the punch. He should have definitely owned up to it beforehand, but seeing as how he is kind of like in protection of his own brand, I don't think he would have done that to himself. I don't think he would have done that to himself. I very much think that he would have like this is the way that he thought it would be best to just wait it out and see like, oh, is she gonna say something? And then it was like, okay, we're gonna work this out now. Somebody I saw had suggested that somebody I was watching suggested that he did that first video, and then after that video, it didn't go well. He talked to somebody in PR, and then that's when they were like, you got to get your wife to stand by you. The only problem is I really don't feel like he talked to her in this conversation. I really don't feel like he talked to her in the conversation. I really do think that he just saw her on the couch, sitting on the couch, in a sweatshirt and her bonnet and her glasses. She ain't even on the nine. You gonna show her to your 800,000 subscribers while she ain't looking her best. Boy, I don't want to champion the breakup of a black family, but you that was real selfish, dude. Especially for somebody on an apology tour. That's real selfish. You better make sure your woman looks good if you're gonna apologize like that. She gotta look good. I mean, even then, don't bring her into it. Just keep telling everybody that y'all like are cool and like, put up more than 1 or 2 pictures on Instagram with her. You ain't gotta like bring her on camera. That's not her thing. Although I will say, when I watched that 4th video of her by herself, she did kind of look like she's done it before. She looked very comfortable in front of a camera, especially once she went on her God rant. And honestly, listening to her, they almost sounded the same. Very preachy. Very, very preachy. It's always weird doing these things and people post stuff in the comments and I have no clue what you're responding to. So like when Mark says facts, I'm like, what was facts? What did I say? Okay. Kel said they rehearsed. I almost want to say that they yeah. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this had to be a plan. Like all of this just seems so right. But one thing I do know about, or I do see from a lot of Christian people, is this ability to save face. And so they can usually pull up the right things at the right times when they need them to say. So it very well could have been that. But I will say that it was very well orchestrated, and they definitely. I don't know if they achieved their goals, because as I said again, he's losing followers as we speak. Man, this is just so interesting. Like, like, dude, you cheated, and it's okay, but you lied about it. I mean, it's okay for me. I'm a guy. I'm not gonna judge you for cheating. I mean, black men don't cheat, but like on Earth 22, we do other stuff. Anybody else got something on the topic of Derrick Jaxn? Social media, YouTube, as I called him, prosperity preacher for women. I really would like to have this discussion with people, but she went to Muskegon. She's got a big ass house. She want the mortgage paid too. What's the likelihood she find another gravy train? Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing that people talk about with one of the biggest conversations now in the manosphere this past week has been high value men and the idea of cheating, and how women just kind of accept it, and women are like, no, I wouldn't accept that. But he's asking them like, okay, so where else you gonna find a dude who's taking care of all your needs like that? He works that hard. Let it happen. Um, but no, she's not gonna find another gravy train. I mean, she got kids, they got a nice house. Like, she left, but somewhere in there, he's like, she came back. I guess he quoted enough Bible scriptures on the phone, and she got word that he was in Bible study with everybody. He went to Sunday school. You know, he was talking to the men's ministry, and they really got his head on straight. I don't think that's what happened, but who am I to say? I don't know that man's private life. The truth will be his next book. Yeah, my true feelings, how to heal from hurting someone. Still won't talk to men though. Um, he'll tell the ladies about what he did. Yeah, she kept saying she saw a shift, and I really would like to know what that shift looked like. She's like a change in his behavior, this, that, and the third. I'm like, did he delete all his phone numbers? Was he like completely open and honest with you? Like, what was this shift that you so spoke of? Um, yeah, I just get very curious about this stuff. I mean, because you could say everything you want, but like, you gotta ask questions, bro. You gotta ask questions about these people. I'm not a big fan of learning. I'm not a big fan of um 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 I'm not a big fan of celebrity marriage stuff. And this is the only reason I'm into this is because it's Derrick Jaxn, and for the longest time I've had this like issue with him. And as much as I don't like to see it fall, but do enjoy I do enjoy watching it, like the process of it. I enjoy all the memes and stuff. I don't really care about his subscriber page or whatever. You make your own money, dude. I don't, you know, if he would have made money the rest of his life pandering to women, he would have been like a bunch of other people. But it's the way that it's happening, and Black Twitter is so funny. Black social media is hilarious. I I I I stopped. I broke my rule of posting memes for this. That's how excited I was. I broke my rule of posting memes for this. Um, right. Derek needed to see his humanity at his core. He needed to fall off that pedestal. Um, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's happened before, but I think I don't know what's about to happen to him. He strikes me as one of those, especially with all this like trying to save his brand and everything. I'd be very surprised if we got a very open and honest discussion from Derrick Jaxn in the near future. He just seems like one of those guys who would he just seems like one of those guys who would just try to talk himself out of it. Kind of like I guess R. Kelly situation. Yeah, you did miss it, Ash. I don't went through my history with him and everything, and now I'm just kind of talking about the aftermath. I actually look forward for people to call in, and I feel like 7:30 might be a better time because that's when my viewer numbers jumped up. Um, so yeah, I got some real R. Kelly vibes. Um, oh, that was another thing that kept coming up too. They kept talking about how much he changed. Oh, and that was something else that bothered me too. He changed, became a man of God, but also he is in a new marriage. He kept calling it a new marriage. We're in a new marriage now. In this new marriage, as we start this chapter in our new marriage, like how are you getting a new marriage? I know you're separated, but like, why is it a new marriage, bro? It's the same old marriage. You just like had some time off, a lot of time off, apparently. So, okay. Waiting on the world to change. I'm actually just waiting on people to call in to see if they call in. I will share. Ultimately, ladies, um, this and this is not all ladies. Um, this is not all ladies. I know some women. Apparently, every woman and their mama today is just like, I never cared for Derrick Jaxn. Why are you lying? Like, we can go down your page, and I'm pretty sure you shared a few videos. You might have wised up after a while, and that's perfectly fine. You're able to grow, but don't cap on yourself and say that you were never really into Derrick Jaxn. Like you was rocking with him for a little bit. You ain't always think he was a clown. This is one of my favorites I saw when Simper Jackson cheats on his wife, and you've been telling women not to listen to him for years. Yeah. This is man. They called me a madman. They called me a madman. Yeah, because men have been saying it for a while. Ladies, stop playing this game. I'm sorry, stop listening to this dude and listening to this game that he's spitting because it's not real. He's not telling you the truth. He's not telling you anything that's gonna make you any better. That's one of those frustrating things that I'm noticing about this whole these conversations that I have with women is just men aren't saying things to men aren't saying things to put you down or subjugate you like that. No, men don't get together and say like, how can we control these women? It's more or less how can we better deal with these women, and also trying to help you understand what would make you better. Uh, Bro, put down the sticks. Let's see. They say you have a new marriage every 7 years, regardless if it's the same person or not. That may be where he's going. Maybe, very well, maybe. I read something once that said if you are married for 7 years, you should like your marriage should be renewable for like every 7 years. I kind of like that idea. Uh, we might definitely cut down on the divorces. Put down the sticks, bro. Call in. I want somebody to talk to. I don't know how long dude's been married. He may very well just it may be. I don't know how old his kids are. I don't care. I don't care. Like I did the research I did as far as like what the situation was, but as far as like him personally, like I could care. Dude, he a grown man. I don't care about that man's pockets. I don't care about nothing else for real. Uh, whatever, dude. He's Derrick Jaxn. And see, it's crazy. Like we can say we don't care, but you're still here listening to me talk about this, and I'm still here talking about it. Which I mean, I don't care whether or not, but I think it's hilarious. Um, I don't want to change anything about Derrick Jaxn. Uh, I don't really care what he does after all of this because I'm not gonna follow him. As far as like supporting what he does, now I might see where he goes from this, but I don't. I mean, this is a grown man in his pockets. It's whatever. Exploring his fame led him to lose himself. Maybe. I mean, but like you like a big 6'4", 260 pound muscular dude. Like it's like half fame, half like looks. I mean, that's clear. Like you can't say I couldn't say he's not a good looking dude. Like that would be dumb. Like so I think his fame kind of brought him that, like, especially because he was seeking it so hard from writing all these dirty macking poems where he was trashing men for not being good enough. So maybe it was the fame he was chasing to get him more women. I mean, from what I was told, or from what I hear, he really didn't take his wife anywhere. He didn't publicize her. He didn't take her to these trips where he was going to do these signings or anything. She might have just been a homebody, and that's perfectly fine. Uh, but like dude, you don't even claim your wife. And when you did, you put up that one picture from your wedding that was probably years ago, or however it was long ago. But that one picture, I don't know what it looks like, what his page looks like now, but it's probably more. But like if you get married, like claim your wife, especially if y'all gonna be monogamous. Unless she knew what was going on, that's one thing that people don't talk about either. Like kind of like how famous politicians, their wives know what's going on, but they just have to come out and save face for either themselves or their families. Bro, put the stick. You're right. He playing Madden online. You can't really pause that. Let me not act like somebody's girlfriend. Can't you stop that? Can't you just push pause? No, it's online. I get it. All right. Let's see. It is 7:41 here, and this is a special night. I've been on for about an hour and such. I didn't. I would love to stay on here and talk some more, but wrong banner. Whoops. Sorry, wrong banner. I'm doing too much switching right now. I would love to stay in chat. If people would call in, that'd be great. It'll happen eventually. Tomorrow, I am going to do an episode about Disney movies. I'm going to talk about Aladdin, and I'm going to talk about The Lion King. But I'm going to talk about it from like a guy's perspective of like the type of masculinity in each movie, because I mean they're not all men, of course, in The Lion King, but I'm gonna talk about the masculine representation in every movie. And I found out but like looking at Aladdin, I was really like, yo, like people really bought this fantasy as like a great thing. Uh, it'll probably be a series along with Who Hurt You, where I look at these different Disney movies and let me fix this camera. It's probably be a series of me looking at these Disney movies and trying to look at the depictions of masculinity. I started The Princess and the Frog. That has a pretty good depiction of masculinity. The dad in it was a very crucial part in her life. I mean, you could pitch me ideas on movies later. So, at the end of all this, what I'm going to say, about Derrick Jaxn and his situation is, I don't really care. He was an alpha. I don't really care about what Derrick Jaxn necessarily does. Like Janet said, it's their marriage. If you put it out there for public scrutiny, it's gonna get scrutinized. I'm gonna make fun of it. Other people are gonna make fun of it. I've seen dudes who have been, poo-pooing Derrick Jaxn for a while, like say they about to load up and do something. I didn't want to do too much research on it. I didn't want to give it that much energy. I don't. This is about as much as I would like to do, and I'm pretty sure that I don't feel bad for. Listen, I'm pretty sure that most people would. I mean, I don't care. Like, it's his marriage. I don't have too much to say. Feel bad. I don't feel bad for his wife, especially after I saw that last video, her Christian rant on her last video, that Christian rant on Baller Alert. That was not cool for me. Let's see. My boy Justin just joined. What's up, Jay? I can't hear you. You muted. Nah, I can't hear you. I got nothing. Nothing. I'm on mute. Volume up. Well, try again. Cotton Flament Technology. Technology be like that. Whatever he was about to say was gonna be with the feeling. No, I doubt that. No, I don't. I don't necessarily feel bad for his wife. Just after that little rant thing she did, um, after that little rant thing she did, I don't really deal with like super duper Christian girls, the fanatics, if you will. They don't sit well with me. Because unless you speak to them in Bible, they don't want to understand you. But no, I don't feel bad for his wife. Like after that video, that last video, I'm like, yeah, you just might be dumb, or she was saying all that to save face because she felt embarrassed and she was doing what she can to fix her reputation. Women a lot of times in these situations will think about their reputations first and then act upon that. So I can really understand like what where she was coming from. But I don't feel bad for her anymore. You come on, sis. Come on, sis. Like, come on, sis. I don't feel bad. Like you knew what was going on. He pulled you in there. I mean, listen, she can be embarrassed all she wants. She can be embarrassed that it's out there now. But I don't feel bad for you. I mean, and maybe because I'm a guy and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, you knew what was going on. You still took him back, and you know what his game is. But as a wife is supposed to do, she stood by her man. Let's see, we got Justin back, and no, I can't hear you. Let's see how this works. Let me see. I got nothing. I can't hear you for some reason. That's weird. Okay. Very well could be. Very well could be. Uh-oh. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really feel bad for his wife. I guess because I don't understand that embarrassment. Um, I think for it might have happened before. I mean, everybody's been cheated on. I can't. Oh, that's weird. Everybody's been cheated on. I can't really say I haven't been. I know other people have been. Like it's a thing. Um, but like you got millions of followers watching you sit there and like him grasping her hand. He's like, and on some like I'm not letting you go type thing. Like this is the position we're staying in. Like she got no coaching from it. He was just like, I'm gonna run this, and that's exactly what he did. It's exactly what he did. Um, let's see, it's 7:50, and on a Tuesday, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm actually gonna log off, and I will see everybody tomorrow when I discuss these Disney movies. No, people don't like to look stupid. People don't like game ran on them either. But that's why the side chick put him on blast because nobody wants to because she felt embarrassed, although she knew what she was getting herself into. I'm about to get off here and join me tomorrow for um, the Disney episode, the Men in Disney episode. That one's going to be pretty interesting, I think. We might revisit this Derrick Jaxn thing if people have time, get their technology straightened out or whatever. I would love to talk about. I'm pretty sure something's going to come up tomorrow as well. In the because it just doesn't seem like it's stopping. But I will check you all later. And yeah, good night. Have a good one.